and Beverage Recycling Alliance, FBRA, is the industry coalition for the food and beverage sector that is focused on implementing the extended producer responsibility for members of the alliance to ensure that they can meet up with their responsibilities for the life cycle of their post-consumer packaging material. Recycling is important because it creates a value from the waste that is generated from packaging of the product. It also ensures that waste packaging that would have been in the environment, in the drainages, leading to the oceans and the waterways, are collected and reused in a different industry. It also reduces pollution in the environment. FBRA has helped to promote the recycling of used beverage cartons culture in Nigeria by creating awareness on the value that can be created from the recycling of used beverage carton. Some of the products that can be used are the furniture, the chairs and tables, and we have also started developing bins, waste bins from the used beverage cartons. These bins are donated to schools. We have also been able to create a market for this product. For example, some of our member companies now have these types of furniture in their facility. So if you go to Tetra Pak office in Lagos, or if you go to Chi Limited office in Lagos, you see the furniture are made from used beverage carton. FBRA has also been able to increase the volume of used beverage carton that has been recycled. From inception to date, we have supported the collection and recovery for recycling of over 1,000 metric tons of used beverage cartons. We have also contributed to ensuring that we have policies that are implementable by working with the state and federal governments. At the inception of FBRA, we had 4 founding members, multinationals that came together to form the alliance. Currently, we have 29 members, but specifically for the used beverage cartons, our partners are Tetra Pak, Chi Limited, Friesland, Cadbury, and Nestle. These partners support FBRA with the financial support needed to carry out these activities to ensure that we can promote education and advocacy in schools and communities, and also ensure that we have enough resources to fund our initiatives. The recycling process for used beverage cartons involves source separation to ensure that other types of packaging material are not put together with the used beverage carton. And we have a recycling partner that we work with called Oliver Adam. Oliver Adam aggregates the used beverage carton material and it gets to his facility. It is washed and sorted out. It passes through a machine that makes it into polyboards. These polyboards are cut into different shapes and sizes and are used for different household products like chairs, tables, and other types of furniture. The nature of the used beverage cartons, which are UBCs, have different types of material fused together. The used beverage cartons are already commingled with other types of waste, like glass, like paper, or like plastics. And then you have to source separate the material before you can recycle. The logistics of transporting the material from the point of generation to the recycling facility. So these are some of the challenges that are faced in recycling of used beverage cartons.
Tetra Pak is a leading global company, and we are in the business of providing food and beverage processing solutions to industries around the world. Recycling is very important, in the overall scheme of circular economy, which is one of the bedrock of sustainability and reducing climate impact in the world that we live in. FBRA, which is Food and Beverage Recycling Alliance, is a fantastic organization that we are proud to be part of. Together with FBRA, we have been advancing our discussions when it comes to used beverage cartons. So it's really about educating the people about the impact of used beverage cartons, what it can be used for, because each used beverage carton has an afterlife. So that's what we've been doing together with FBRA. We've been educating, we've been advocating, and also we've been showing instances where you can actually see the use of used beverage cartons. So the impact is very clear and direct. So when you get people to understand why you're doing something, I think the next step of actually doing it becomes easier. And so for us, that's why education is a big part of the entire thing we are doing with FBRA. We've had some good inputs and some good successes with FBRA, because prior to us working together, the collection of used beverage carton was literally zero. Now, we have been collecting almost, I think, 400 tons of used beverage cartons every year. And in addition to that, we've actually worked together to use those used beverage cartons to provide furniture, to provide waste bins, which we have shared to some schools. And when you go to these schools, you can see those used beverage cartons waste bin in their corridors. So again, we are moving from just saying, from just educating, to actually actioning the things that we are talking about when it comes to recycling of used beverage cartons. The consumers need to understand that we all have a part to play in saving the environment. I think that's where it starts from. And once you have that understanding, then the culture of when you are done with a pack of juice or milk or beverage, you fold it properly and you dispose it correctly, it goes a long way in helping to save the environment. So for us, our charge to the consumers, which is part of the education that we give, is how to dispose of those used beverage cartons properly. And we have quite a few number of videos, even on YouTube, that you can check on how that is done. I think FBRA, led by the chairman and driven by a very committed Secretary RSA, they're doing a fantastic job, really putting up front there the impact of recycling, why we need to do recycle. We're making steps, we're making inroads, we're making progress. We are getting into the right room to discuss about the right policies, which is not just for the companies, but the entire nation at large. So it's a great job FBRA is doing, and we are really happy and proud to be part of the journey.
What we do in this company, we make fantastic beverages, both juices and dairy. Chivita, Hollandia. They have been around in Nigeria for decades. Not just a household name, but they're a sign of quality. Recycling is crucial. Processing and packaging of products has been absolutely fundamental to food safety in all countries around the world. Without what we do, processing and packaging, most of the food, a lot of the food, would actually go to waste on the land before even reaching your table. It is crucial for any business to reduce, reuse and recycle. Reduce the resources you used for processing, as an example, going from diesel to gas or solar, changing your tube lights to LED lights. Reusing, for instance, the water that we use in our facilities. After we use it for manufacturing, can we reuse it after we treat it for washing cars, for watering plants and other things, including, for instance, our fire trucks that are on standby for the environment. And finally, recycling. Recycling of our packaging, because in the end, every pack that goes into a landfill will be there for a long time. So by recycling, we ensure the impact on the environment is as little as we can. FBRA has been a fundamental part of the route to more sustainability. Priority number one is and should always be awareness. If people are not aware about recycling are not aware about the impact they're having on the environment, they're not going to change behavior. So everything starts with changing behavior, making sure people are aware. And FBRA has been very fundamental in creating that awareness together with the parties, in making sure that people understand. So whether it's billboards, whether it is education in schools, whether it is collection bins in schools and other places. So as active members of FBRA, we have been obviously involved in all the programs to create awareness. Billboards, schools and the likes. But we've also been doing collection together and recycling together. This chair, this table are made out of our own packs in a recycled form. We've worked together with FBRA and other members on creating the awareness, making a good start and making sure that people start not just collecting but also creating recycling. There are a few things that are very simple. Talk to everybody. Your family, your friends, whoever. Talk and make them aware about the impact that packaging and any other thing we do has on the environment. Because by being aware, people are going to change their behavior. The second thing is segregate your waste. Carton, plastic, food, separate it and so we can recycle it. Those are the simplest things to do, and that starts with you.
Used beverage cartons are the cartons where the aseptic beverage cartons get consumed for the aseptic beverage and the carton gets disposed of. That's the used beverage cartons, which is UBC. The UBC gets picked up from different points. So once they get picked up, then that get recycled. Because as you know, these beverage cartons have got different layers of plastic, different layers of paper and aluminium in it. So what happens is that the aluminium gets extracted and gets recycled. The paper gets recycled into cartons and the plastic which comes out, that gets recycled into plastic chairs and tables. FBRA partnership is very, very important and crucial for us because of the footprint we have of the used beverage cartons. FBRA will play a great role in collection, in reuse and recycle in a very sustainable way. So we want to partner with FBRA in this journey.
Recycling is very important to the environment. We must all cut down on waste, because Nigeria generates the highest waste in Africa. We generate about 32 million tons of waste annually. And it's important because our environment is depleting and we need to conserve the environment, and the conservation starts with each and every one knowing very well that, waste recycling is the key to the future. FBRA have done very well. One of the things they've done is that they've subsidized our collection of UBC, they've stabilized the value chain. It has also showcased that UBC cartons can be used for various things like waste bins, school chairs and desks, and they have also sponsored that UBC Waste to Schools program. We're using waste just like what is here. This is what we call polywood, which we make from UBC cartons. They're also launching a waste collection and project, mopping up consumer waste from homes so that it will not enter into the drains and cause flooding, degrade the environment. So FBRA have done very well, and they are also promoting waste disposal by encouraging beverage companies to recycle their UBC waste through Oliver Adam. The beverage companies are beginning to understand and to take responsibility because they know they are a core part of the value chain. So when it comes from them, they are the ones who generate the cartons, and FBRA is a rallying point telling them that they have to take responsibility for what happens to the end product. They form the complete chain because the manufacturers are on one side and we the recyclers are on one side, and then FBRA they are in the middle, making sure that what is what should be thrown into the bin doesn't go to the bin or to the dumping ground, but comes back as a product that is useful to the society.
As an average Nigerian, you can help this process of recycling of used beverage cartons by separating your used beverage cartons from other types of material when you generate it in your homes, in your offices, or in your social gatherings. That can help to enhance the process of recycling. Secondly, you can help us to create this awareness that there's a value from the waste material that's generated from used beverage carton. And you can even get an incentive for providing that to a service provider. Finally, you can patronize the recycled products that are made from used beverage cartons, like your chairs, your furnitures, and other material that can be used in the household. So please join us in this advocacy to ensure that people know the importance of recycling and understand that there's a value that can be created from the waste you generate.